I don't know. Wait.
Am I alive?
Hello! Yeah, we're on. We're on, I think.
Oh, sick.
Howdy, nerds. You can hear me, right? I don't know that the stream delay is... Yeah, we're on. Okay, yeah, we're sweet. Alright. Hello, everyone. My name is New Apprentice. Well, my screen name. And with me today is the lovely MxFreggers. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I'm stuck here.
Oh, yeah,
I've
I should
been...
probably put, like, your name in, the title of the video.
That'd be
Feet,
have.
MxFreggers. And we're here today. We're just a couple dudes from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And we are going to we are going to display our opinions on every Jackbox game ever by doing the most cliche thing you can possibly stream. A tier list. Oh my gosh.
My God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure both of our opinions are mildly accepted, but also not.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a couple oddballs, but there are things where I do absolutely fit the stereotype of a Jackbox fan.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
also
All right. So
like, but
how do we want to
let's get
start
on
this?
with it.
We've got all the games. I added Drawful
Oh,
2
yeah.
manually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of tier lists without it, sadly. I don't know why.
I don't know. It's honestly, I think
do
Drawful
that
2 is
to
so
people.
underrated. I wish more
Same.
people remembered it existed. You know?
I mean, a lot of people got it for free as well during quarantine, so
That's true. Like that's almost like how I got most of like my interest in Jackbox. Like I'd heard of Quiplash before, but I didn't like really start getting interested in Jackbox until like Drawful 2 became free.
yeah, because you don't really know what you're getting into before. I
Yeah.
don't, how do I word?
How do you work? What?
I can't word things half the time, but you know, it's
Right.
weird. You actually get into things when
All
you learn
right.
them. You start to learn.
Okay.
Anyways,
Should
are we
should
ready?
we get into it? We're just gonna
Yeah.
yeah. We're just gonna go order of release. You
Do
don't
you want
know
to go?
Jack. This is gonna
I
be
feel
an
like
interesting one because I know a lot of you come from my You Don't Know Jack content. But
hmm,
to be
I,
completely
I,
honest,
I,
I mean the writing in this game is great. If we were purely basing it off of like watchability and just the comedy value of just watching the game, then it's an S. But like there are a couple things that set this back. Number one, the 4-player limit and just the general lack of streamability.
yeah,
Yeah. Part of the
that's
reason I made the funny streamer I say streamer friendly mod, but it's more quotes, is because, you know, it's hard to play on stream without there being a significant advantage. And
the host.
yeah, true. The host instantly wins. And setback number 2, which is probably, I guess, more up my alley. It's sort of, I know that this is, I'm sort of just like stealing this words verbatim from like Silent Hawk, but it's just like a standard trivia game, you know. Like
Yeah,
the writing
next to that-
does a lot of heavy work in this game to keep you interested in some of the question types. And while like the dis or dat is really fun, it is just sort of baseline sort of trivia gameplay, right?
yeah, definitely. Like, you won't have a bad time really playing it unless you really dislike trivia.
Yeah.
That's the only reason to not enjoy it, but it's just alright. I do like some of its soundtrack though. I do enjoy that.
That's true. It has quite a rambunctious soundtrack. Like if a lot of it does feel a bit like disjointed, and that the music is just sort of all over the place. But that's kind of where a bit of the charm is, you know.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's enough
Drawful.
yapping on You Don't Know Jack for now. Let's start now for Drawful. I am personally a massive fan of the Drawful games. However, this one does show its age a bit. Particularly, the one color. I mean, the one color isn't really even the bad thing. It's more just the limited amount of pixels you get in a drawing.
Yeah, you can see the pixels on screen.
Yeah, you can literally count the pixels on your drawing in the game. But
how big is the canvas?
I think it's like, I think the total height of a picture is like almost 300 pixels. But it still looks really weirdly compressed in the final game.
Yeah.
Another setback is, I guess, just like I've gotten so good at knowing how Drawful prompts are written, where if I'm playing Drawful 1 and 2, I pretty much am guaranteed the win.
I mean, yeah, I've definitely noticed that with you playing some Drawful games with you, apart from Animate, I believe.
Yeah, like
But,
Animate, I mean, like I generally prefer Drawful 1 and 2, but Animate is the only one that I'll actively struggle at.
It's hard to.
Yeah. And like the thing is, there are two other versions that are just significantly better. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we'll
Word
move on
Spud.
from here. Word Spud. Objectively speaking, from an objective standpoint, it is the worst. But
Yeah.
from a subjective standpoint, there is still some enjoyability to be had. If you go out of your way to do the thing where you either do like a shared story,
Yeah.
like between people, then it can have some comedic value. But you know, if you don't know how to play like that, which I've come across IRL a few times, it's just a bit of a drag. And
The thing
if the
is,
game was
if
made in
you-
like 2 weeks, there's zero atmosphere.
No, the music, it's like it's just too quiet. The music is there, and I have listened to the soundtrack before,
Yeah.
and it's listenable. But
Buzzcat
I'm
says,
also- if you're
imagine
doing
if
the
they
story thing-
actually made Word Spud 2. Dude, Fixy Text is right there.
I mean, yeah, if you want to play Wordsworth too,
Yeah, exactly.
just spend $50, or I believe it's 35 USD.
$50 Word Spud sequel.
Oh, that'd be the dream. But
Collector's edition.
it's a golden Spud of this time.
Yeah.
They
Alright.
send it.
Yeah.
Oh, like what?
Alright, Swatter. I've gone over this in my Q&A. This is my least favorite from an objective standpoint. It's just boring as hell, really. There's almost no variation in the gameplay, and the atmosphere doesn't really do much to captivate you at all.
It's just.
Yeah. The thing is, its
even playing
selling point
single player-
is the high player count and how speedrunnable it is.
You're not. I don't think anyone has played with a high player count before, higher than Bracketering's player count.
That's true.
I don't really understand people that play this game if they have even like Bracketeering just there. Why play Light Swatter?
That's fair. Fibbage XL. This is
It's-
either yeah. it's kind of hard to not put it in S. Fibbage is kind of very hard to diss, really.
Civic is one of their best games. There's a reason they've made 4 sequels, guys.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, like, the only, like, notable gripes from the first version is, one, like, no specialty questions. Well, sort of. Every time there's a road trip related question, they put road trip at the start of the question, and that's probably, like, what inspired the road trip bumper in Fibbage 2. But apart from that, there isn't really much else going on, but personally, I think that's pretty alright.
Yeah.
And, here's the thing. What do we think about the differences between Fibbage 1 and 2? They're pretty much identical.
They did add to Fibbage, so I think that's, like, the defibrillator definitely makes it
a
bit more
yeah.
games. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I don't enjoy the picker music from Fibbage 2.
Here's the thing for me. Personally speaking, I think I enjoy Fibbage 2 a bit less. Now, I know that's a bit crazy, but here's my reasoning. One, added specialty questions, correct, but there is nothing in the code that, like, guarantees it, like Fibbage 3 or 4. And I've played Fibbage 2 probably, like, 10 times indistinctly, and I've only come across a special bumper, like, once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same for me. I do remember playing it, like, a couple of times, even, like, with my dad when I was 9 or something, and I've seen it once or twice, only... Yeah, nah.
Yeah, and for, like, defibrillator, I think that's a really cool concept, but just because of how it works, there's, like, almost no reason that you wouldn't use it in round 2 instead of round 1, just because there are so many more points up for grabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents at least. Are my opinions cooked or not?
So far, they're fine. I'd say I agree with them.
Right.
Hey, by the way, that haven't played category, that's not gonna have anything.
Yeah, it's, how do I delete it?
Yeah.
Womp, there we are.
Hey.
Sweet.
Hey, by the way,
can I disable this ad?
Yeah,
damn it. Alright, I'll just have to slowly scroll down. Alright. Earwax.
By the way, quickly, can you put Earwax? Yeah, can you put that in B, please, just to annoy Enki?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this game. Sometimes it can be really funny. Sometimes it's a massive drag. I think a lot of it is just let down by the fact that, one, it's just pretty much a Cards Against Humanity clone in terms of its structuring. And two, because of this, games can either last between 3 rounds or 17. So it is super hard to guarantee how long a game will take, or and how much you'll be getting out of it.
Yeah, no. Have we figured out how long the longest possible game of Earwax would take? Because...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you add up...
It'd be too long.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just going off timers alone, there's 30 seconds for picking sounds, 90 seconds for the judge to pick, and 15 seconds for the judge to pick a prompt. So that's 45 plus 90. That's 135 seconds. Just on the timers alone, 135 plus times 17 is quite a lot of time. And that's not even including like all the host dialogue and stuff.
So I've just did some math. I did in brackets 17x30 plus in brackets 17x90 plus in brackets 17x15. That is 2,295 seconds divide that by 60, so you get into minutes. 38 and a quarter. That is almost, that's over half, way over half an hour.
Yeah, goodness gracious.
Could you imagine playing Earwax for almost 40 minutes straight?
And that's like not even including all the host dialogue and the reveal of sounds and everything.
No, that's not.
It could be the only game to surpass the runtime of Roomerang. No, all right, Bidiots. B. I don't know. B for Bidiots. I don't know. Here's the thing. I this one's really fun. It has a lot of like board game energy, in the sense that there's a lot you can do in terms of strategy, but at the end of the day, a lot of it is going to be determined by chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because of like how prices get distributed.
That is one thing I've heard people say that is a problem with Bidiots, is just the chance, the randomness of it.
Yeah. But honestly, that's sort of why I like it a little bit.
Yeah, same. I just, partially because I enjoy seeing people get their savings taken away by a $800 worth painting when they spent $3,000 on it, but also because it's just so fun to play to me. I don't know why.
Like it's the same sort of like thrill that you get when playing a board game. I'm not like sure. Yeah. I can't think of like any good examples at the moment. But like when you're betting all of your winnings on red, but it comes up black, sort of deal. That's kind of what Bidiots feels like.
I feel like it could be an A, maybe a low A, but Bidiots still, I still enjoy Bidiots.
Yeah, I do quite enjoy it. I think it has potential for an A, but there are like hits and misses that come with the chance aspect. Quiplash, obviously, is going in S. Like, who's gonna be like C actually, but yeah.
People that aren't funny might put it in C.
Yeah, so literally this just comes down to like which Quiplash is better than the others. That's literally it.
Yeah, because Quiplash it's still Quiplash. You're gonna have a fun time playing it unless everyone in your friend group is unfunny. Which True. I have been in the past. Which
yeah, it's definitely happened in the past, but it's a hard thing to come across. Bomb Corp. I think this is criminally underrated, but you know, the 4-player cap does do a lot to hinder this game. Like, I almost never get to play this game, and it's so good. Like, the narrative is such improv comedy vibes, and like I wish more people talked about it. Honestly, yeah, it's so fun. Like, a lot of the copier bomb is really fun. Just talking with your friends is a chaos mess. It's just awesome. But 4 players, that does a lot to kill the game.
Then again, I don't know how they'd increase that player count unless it was the same gameplay, but on split screen, pretty much, with 2 different teams playing at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, teams were actually considered, I believe. Like, they talked about it in streams, and like in some of the asset files, you do see stuff that is related to teams. But
so they were considering, but didn't.
It was considered, yes.
Maybe, like time constraints, but
maybe, yeah. Also, I find it really funny that Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes and the Jackbox Party Pack 2 were released a week apart.
Oh wait, were they? That's
like no one copied the other. Like it just happened. They just happened to make like the same sort of game.
There's also the unstreamable effect of Bomb Corp, because you can't play it at all over a Twitch stream.
Oh, of a Twitch stream, yeah. Like Discord calls is fine, but
as long as everyone can talk or has some sort of communication method, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
That's
if
sort of how it goes for a lot of these games, though.
I mean, kinda, but you can still play them in their fullest without talking to others.
Yeah.
It definitely won't be as enjoyable, but
All right.
yeah.
Drawful 2.
2.
Hell yeah. Oh, I don't actually. Yeah, I think so. I love Drawful 2. It's my favorite version. Yeah. Generally better prompts. Yeah, 2 colors adds a lot of flexibility. Added UGC. Hell yeah. Making new episodes. Right. They updated it, and so now like there are a lot of extra settings. In fact, it's the only Jackbox game now with both manual censoring and moderation.
I don't manual censoring I find kind of useless because it's gonna be on screen and then you have to censor it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It feels a bit odd, but the fact that both are there is kind of funny.
It is.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add in terms of like how the Drawfuls compare?
I feel like Drawful 2 has just added so much to Drawful 1. It's kind of made Drawful the first obsolete. Oh, yes, it also did add the audience to Drawful.
Oh, yeah. That's true, yeah. Basket, I love the sounds from that game, yeah. The original Drawful, like, the sound design was mostly comprised of, like, trying to... and Andy Pollin trying to mouth the sounds from Fibbage XL. And I think that's, like, the funniest origin story for sound design. Alright.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah. Quiplash 2, obviously better. I mean, obviously S tier. But, personally, it's behind the Quiplash XL.
Behind, or...?
I mean, like, Quiplash XL is better, in my opinion. And this is because... Yeah. Solely because of the final round. That's mainly it.
No, yeah, that's the same for me. Everything in Quiplash 2 is significantly improved over XL.
But, yeah.
I feel like you can get away with being funny in the final round. It truly depends on what you get in the final round.
Yeah. Like, Combat Clash is obviously going to be fairly workable. Acrolash can have potential, but sometimes it's really hard. Like, it's similar to Jack's film's, like, acronym YIs. And, Wordlash just sucks.
No one follows the prompt in that game.
Yeah.
No one.
Wordlash is just pain. Yeah. Trivia Murder Party. This is something that honestly, I haven't played the original in so long. And that's mainly because the original almost has nothing to show for itself that's, like, better than the sequel.
Maybe you prefer the minigames in TMP.
That's true. I mean, like, the one Trivia Murder Party minigame that I wish was in TMP2 is the words. That one's really fun.
Oh, that one is a good one. But I have seen...
Yeah. Apart from that, I much prefer in the sequel how, like, the final round is handled, like, how some of the minigame distribution is handled, the second chance system in single player.
Why not? Single chance system is for all...
Well, yeah, that's true as well, but it makes a lot more of a difference in single player runs.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
so I don't know whether this goes in A or S, because
I'd say
they're both great.
High A.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, it's, you know, it's the little baby child of what would be.
Yeah. Hey, Guesspionage.
Guesspionage. Honestly, like, the more people I've come across in the Jackbox community the more varied this opinion has become. Like, I thought it was just, like, a unanimously agreed pretty good game. Then I come across people that think it's S tier, some people that think it sucks, and then, like, I don't know what to do with this. Personally,
I'd say
I think
A or B.
I'd say B for Bureau of Intelligence. I don't know. My main reasoning for that is, I don't know. I really like a lot of the percentage gameplay. It's just a bit simple, and every time you play, you do kind of have to go in the mindset of thinking like a American in 2016, which, you know, it's a bit of a while back, but it still can be fun nonetheless.
Yeah, no, I've played in recent times. I've played Guesspionage, and I put a percentage down that, like, surely that's obvious, and it ends up being the opposite end of the spectrum, and I just get so confused by people who said, "Yeah, I do that," or "No, I hate that," or whatever. It's just so confusing to me.
Yeah,
But
I get that. I don't know, there isn't much to say here. It's a very simple game, which it does well, but, like, it's pretty good. Okay, now here's where a few people are gonna get mad. If you've seen my Q&A video, you'll have heard me go in depth about why, subjectively speaking, this is by far my least favorite game. And that mainly comes down to the level of preparedness that the faker has. Here's the thing, right? When you get given when you get given the faker, you have 3 rounds to go through. That's all well and good. When it comes to time to answering your question, there is almost no safety net for the faker to use. Like, when you answer, if you as the faker mess it up, you don't see what the question was until like a good 7 or 8 seconds, and everyone's just silently judging you for that whole time before you can even attempt to make a defense. And Push the Button, for example, when everyone answers, if you're an alien, you still get to see the prompt before your answers are revealed to everyone. You have about 4 seconds to come up with something, but it's still time.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy Faking It. That's something that I disagree on you with.
Yeah, because like I know that this opinion, like, in terms of the rest of the Jackbox community, sucks ass. So like, I'm fully aware of that.
I keep on thinking back to that one game where I got Faker 4 times, including once in the final round.
I've seen that happen to, like, my IRL friends.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the first and the only time that has happened with me. I've never seen it anywhere else.
Yeah, it's more common than you'd think.
It's not good to hear.
I mean, don't take my word for it. I haven't played Faking It in a hot minute for reasons that I've discussed, but
yeah, I feel like I'd put Faking It B, maybe mid B, low B.
Oh yeah.
TKO.
Honestly, I don't really know where this falls. Here's the thing, right? One of my main gripes about the game is that it doesn't really reward the artists as much as I would like it to. I was like, when you draw something in this game, and you write something in this game, you don't directly get the reward for it. Those rewards go to some random person that had no involvement, but just sort of put 2 things together.
I mean,
and while it does make a hell of a funny experience, like as like a fair game, I don't see the appeal.
I don't have a problem with the artist credit section, mainly because my art doesn't get credited that much. But I don't know. I just can't really get around to liking TKO that much for me. But
Yeah. I think, yeah, that's less of a problem. The bigger problem I have with it is just like the gauntlet system, where like, you know, the one on the right is always pretty much gonna have the advantage, and it's almost always gonna win. So like, it has advantage, which TKO 2 does a lot to fix, which is why I prefer that a lot more.
the one of the other gripes I have with TKO is if you're the underdog, if you're not the winner of the previous rounds, I guess, you have to get at least more than half the votes or you are screwed. You are not making a comeback. Because it's the short winner from before that will always win the 50-50 ties.
Yeah.
Which I don't enjoy. Much rather
I think that's a good tiebreaker, like, to be completely honest, but I think, yeah, it's just generally a bit less fair for, the person that just went. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all my thoughts on it.
Alright. Yeah, we should probably speed this up, there's a lot to go through. Fibbage 3. Some people say this is the best version of Fibbage. I do not blame them. For me, it's still really tied between Fibbage 3 and Fibbage 4. I still like Fibbage 4 a bit more, just because the final round is just so much more interesting. But Fibbage 3, you do get the time to look at this bumper and the celebrity social media. Those are pretty fun. Enough about you. The final round is where things get really heated in the debate. Personally, I like Fibbage 4's non-existence of a final round, but I will admit it is just a bit out of field. While Fibbage 3, yes, it has a final round, but it's so open-ended it's like hard to write for it.
I mean, yeah, no, I've played Fibbage 3 enough about you in a certain place so many times. It's so sorry, I'm still a bit, but it's so hard to think of a truth and a lie because I've played the game 6 times. It's almost impossible to come up with one that people can actually enjoy trying to pick a truth or a lie for, rather than just going, oh, I am playing on a phone or I am playing on a laptop. It's
like the only times I've like had fun writing for that round was like one time I did like a logic puzzle where like one time I said like the truth was I have 9 fingers and the false one was that I have 11 fingers. Obviously I don't have 11 fingers because I'm not a mutant, but the reason 9 is true is because I have more than 9. I have 9 plus 1. Oh my gosh. Anyway, survive the internet. Now I know a lot of people love this one.
Oh, there's so many people that enjoy this one.
Yeah, there is absolutely an audience for it. But I just find it really hard to come back to. A lot of it is just because of the humor style that is being like promoted. Like with a catered group, this can be fun. But if you're just going up with randos, it's so hard to come up with something to write that it's either that doesn't cross the line between not funny and so offensive that streaming it would get you in trouble.
I mean, I find with most humor games, this is generally the same. You don't know what humor to use if you're playing with randoms. But with Survive the Internet, I find it is especially hard for... Like, if you're in the first round and you're playing with randoms, playing Survive the Internet, this is a group of people you've never talked to before. You're essentially screwed, I guess, because
Wait, I lost 3 viewers from that. I dropped to 3 viewers from that. Oh my goodness.
yeah, I oh no, you went back up.
I'm back up now, but
They
as soon as
just
I said survive the
couldn't
internet is mid,
handle-
that's just when people dipped. Yeah, obviously that's not my only problem. Like, I'm more detailed in my answered Q&A questions. But yeah. Monster Seeking Monster. I enjoy this one, though it is, you know, not the most balanced thing in the world, and it does drag on a bit.
From the few times I've played it, it's not bad. It doesn't drag on for me as much. Why did I just... Okay. It doesn't drag on for me as much. I do have a problem. The balancing is absolutely horrendous. If you're a leprechaun, you don't really have that much of a power. But
I think Leprechaun can have some power to be absolutely
used,
OP, but
that's
again,
if you don't
like
get
once you
revealed.
get revealed, like what do you do?
It's just you're a human. You're a normal human.
Yeah.
Also, Invisible Man, that's fairly obvious to figure out if you're Invisible Man.
Yeah,
Especially if someone sucks at dating.
that's true. It's a happy fun time. I feel like it's in the same sort of boat as Bidiots, like in the sense that a lot of it is sort of down to chance, but there is a lot of strategy involved.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, bracketeering. This depends. If you're playing with a very high player count, this is fun as hell. If you're not, it dips quite a bit.
I don't... If you're playing with a player count below 8,
Yeah,
or below,
that's the thing.
below 11, what are you doing? Why?
Yeah.
Unless it's for a tournament, I guess, but...
Yeah. It's one of the things that can be pretty funny, and it definitely gets a lot better the longer you play. Like, the first round's alright, and then the second round's better, then the third round's crazy. If you're lucky enough to get a high player count, especially IRL, I've gotten like an IRL group of like 14 people once. That was fire. But
But
yeah.
it also might just be me. I prefer the game. I find that the round 2 gameplay music is much more energetic than the third round.
Oh, which one?
I don't. Round 2 is much more energetic than round 3, I find.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But
I can start to piece together an argument for that. But yeah.
hey, Civic Doodle.
It's time. So this sort of just spits in the face of a good concept. A lot of it, this game suffers the most from, you need to understand what's going on before you play. It's like if you just get a drawing and you just draw all over the canvas, like as you would expect from like a normal drawing game, then you ruin it for everyone else.
Yeah, it's really dependent on everyone to be civil, and Civic Doodle is not a civil game at all.
Yeah, this ain't no civil doodle over here.
No.
I mean, that's sort of how I feel about a lot of games in Pack 4. Monster Seeking Monster suffers from that. Survive the Internet definitely suffers from that. Civic Doodle the most, though. And also, yeah, the sound design is probably the worst sound design that just come out of like any Jackbox game. Like, I've considered like starting like a project where we like revoice the entirety of Civic Doodle.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember you talking about that at some point.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun, like completely rewriting the characters. But yeah, it's
getting harassed.
I do get cravings for this every once in a while, but there's just a lot going on that hinders it.
I've found sometimes when I'm just say doing the dishes, I unconsciously listen to the soundtrack on shuffle when I'm listening to the playlist.
Oh yeah, I've seen your Discord messages. I feel like your ironic enjoyment for Civic Doodle has gotten to the point where it's consumed you. I was that way with Word Spud before.
I could play the game with all the sound sliders up. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know Jack.
Full stream. Here I'm at a crossroads, right? On one hand, as a game, it's a lot more functional.
It's not.
Yeah. 8 players, uniform scoring, Jack attack doesn't give the host a massive advantage. Still a small advantage, but a lot less nonetheless. It rhymes, so it's true. On the other hand, I feel like the writing sort of got watered down a bit. It's like there are still obviously some funny bits in there, but for a game that is sort of carried by its writing, you can definitely notice it. But as a game, as a trivia game, I definitely prefer this version.
I feel like they watered the humor down a bit as well compared to 2015 or even some of their classic games. It could just be because they wanted to make it much more stream friendly, even though it's not family friendly.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that when the Naughty Pack comes out, they sort of go back to their roots on that. It was like, I want to hear Cookie Masterson swear again. I want to hear him just talk about the random things he did in college. That sort of deal.
That would be pretty funny to see again. But
Indeed.
Yeah.
Alright, split the room. How split am I gonna make this room with my opinion? It's fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those games where I'm not really incentivized to play it because, like, the first half doesn't really captivate me. I feel like the yes or no sort of part of the first round really hinders a lot of the hypothetical writing. And, like, some prompts you literally just, like, can't work with in the first round.
Not really. It's incredibly... It's kind of luck-based. It's kind of based.
But, yeah, because if this game was just the final round, I think it would probably be, like, B or A. But, yeah, the first round sort of kills it a little bit. Just because, like, it's hard to write good hypothetical prompts that just fall under yes or no. It's one of the... Yeah. Okay, Split the Room needs a sequel. It's one that would definitely benefit from a sequel, yes.
What do you think they should do to fix it up?
Allow, I guess, more variation than just yes or no. Maybe have like a lightning round where it's literally just would you rather, and then it's just bam, prompt, bam, prompt, bam, prompt, that sort of thing. Maybe. I literally just came up with that like in the 10 seconds ago. So don't take my word for it, but you know.
Split rating.
Mad vs. City. It's about to get litty in this city. I am so sorry for saying that.
Oh my voice. My body hated that, man. But
this game, pretty good. It's pretty hard. I've definitely had my struggle where I use pretty much all of the timer and still can't get something out. But performing the raps, pretty damn fun.
I've definitely had my moments with him, with Matt Vittori,
Which robot are
but
you dating, Friggers?
I can't reveal it just yet, man. But
Better not be the floppy disk.
no, that's I'm pretty sure that's reserved for Inky. But yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those games where, like, it's pretty funny, like, throughout. There's a lot of work you gotta put into it. But, like, at the same time, there is just gonna be, like, that one thing that's just gonna kill you for the entire night. So it's either between, like, B or A. I think probably A. Maybe. Because, like, a lot of the games in B have, like, noticeable flaws. Like Madverse sort of, has
not
this a
too
step
many
up, sort of.
Yeah. Also, it's not a game.
Not F tier, actually.
Yeah, I also enjoy this game.
Yeah.
But
where
would you?
I don't know.
I feel like it's a B or an A for me, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I've beaten the Hell Gauntlet, which most people haven't done on single player. There is a good amount of content here. And obviously, you do have to keep in mind the stream delay, which can be a bit of a hindrance. But in a Discord call, you can sort of get away with it a little bit. But, I don't know, man.
Also, it's really replayable as well, I believe, with any amount of people.
That's true, yeah. There's sort of a thing with that, right? Because you do unlock a lot of content, but, like, as you get through it, you do realize, like, just the same sort of monsters and stuff are appearing. There comes a point where it stops becoming replayable. So, maybe C, maybe D. I don't know. It's definitely not F. There's definitely
Not
something.
D. I don't think it's D. I think it's D or a B.
Yeah. Patently stupid. I love presentation games. Instant S. I'm sorry.
I do enjoy Patently Stupid as well. I say it's overrated sometimes. I've said that. It's a really good game for most people, because even if you don't like presenting things, there's the present for me option. While it's not the best.
Yeah.
It's still there.
True. I just love how much freedom the presentations tools give you. Yeah, because you can do a lot with the timing of your tagline, the title, the drawing, and there's just it can be super creative with that. And the inner drama kid inside me cannot resist that. Also, hearing Toby and Lena can get a bit annoying at some point, but you know, that's something you'll have to deal with.
Yeah.
Trivia Murder Party 2. No question about it. It's literally just the first one, but better in pretty much every regard, apart from the words minigame.
I don't miss the words minigame, but it's...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still a really good game. It's one of their best.
Yeah, I still can't fathom, like, how much production value is in it. Like, there is a lot of detailed backgrounds, so much writing and lore. There's, like, all the secret endings. There's, like, all the detailed, like, animations for every little doll, and the special videos. There's just so much. You can really tell that they were banking on this working, and there was...
Didn't they...
Yeah.
Didn't they hire someone specifically for the pigs minigame?
Oh, that was when, I forgot his name, but, like, that's when he first started interning, and, like... I want to say his name is Muhammad? But, like, when he was interning, like, that was his first job, is to make the pigs minigame.
Yeah.
But, like, there's so much here. The minigames are so much better. The final round with a perfect barrier. So much more intense. There's just so much here. It's easiest S in my life.
Could it? I'm not sure. It could have been Farhan, if a.
Farhan Muhammad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Farhan. Yeah. Role models.
Alrighty.
Yeah, pretty fun. Obviously, if you play this competitively, what are you doing?
I don't understand people that do it.
Yeah, but it's just a really fun sort of way to, I guess, just have something tell you who you are.
Even 99% of the time, it's completely wrong, but it's still funny to see.
Oh, for me, it's not completely wrong. I feel like I have a good, I guess, maybe like 60% accuracy rating on mine.
Yeah.
Like, it's more accurate than it isn't for me. But, yeah,
I've just seen groups
quite fun.
I guess it's also dependent on the prompts you get as well.
That's true.
A little bit.
I mean, that's exactly why the category picker is there. Because, like, if you just got forced to do a pop culture question where, like, all of the personalities are, I don't know, characters from some show that only, like, 2 people have watched, then obviously you're gonna suck. But, you know, if you got some friends and you just want to get to know each other a bit more, well, it won't do that, but it'll pretend like you are. Then it's a good time.
It's also a game where you can just turn your brain off a little bit.
Yeah, just relax. Don't focus on winning or anything. It's just a fun time.
Compared to like Bomb Corp, where you definitely need some brain cells to function in that game.
Yeah, and you need a lot of brain cells to work in Zeeple Dome as well.
Yeah.
Too many.
Joke about.
Oh, this might be the second D tier. Not gonna lie.
I just haven't had too many funny moments with Jokeboat.
Yeah.
Not too many memorable.
Jokeboat, believe it or not, used to be like my IRL group's like favorite in quarantine. But I don't know, I feel like I haven't really had the same experience since then. A lot of the prompts are weirdly restrictive, and there's only like 28 prompts in the entire game. And yeah, it restricts your ability to be funny, which is odd considering it's like one of the only games with the word joke in the title.
No jokes allowed on the joke boat.
Yeah. No, yeah. If you dare use any comedy on the joke boat that isn't a light bulb joke, banned.
I do think the captain is one of my favorite hosts.
That's true. You get to hear a lot of him just lamenting over his like dead relatives and him just being crazy. Yeah, he's definitely insane, but I love him for it. Owen Watson games just in general have great hosts, but tend to not have great gameplay.
No. Actually, yeah, that's
It's a weird correlation right there. Weird how it does that. Dictionarium. This is easily the most like safe game Jackbox has ever done. Like you cannot offend a single person when playing this game. You can. It's just really hard. It doesn't do much to like. I don't know. Switch up the. Oh, actually, it does do a good amount to switch up the gameplay, but the thing is, like, it's not gonna like steer you into directions that are gonna give you the greatest joke of all time.
It could lead to some inside joke moments, like you come up with a random term that is used throughout the year or whatever.
Yeah, I could see this being a game that like people often quote words they've made from Dictionarium. Like it's one of those things where you're not gonna hate it. You're not gonna you might love it for a couple minutes of the game, but it's one of those games where you can't go wrong with it, but you can't like get super right with it, you know?
It is also incredibly short, so if you're pressed for time and you really want to play Jackbox with friends, that's
True.
one of the best ones.
It's probably the third shortest next to Word, Spud, and Swatter. Oh, and maybe Dodoraemi if you... Yeah.
If you play
or
single
Quicksort Forever if you suck.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah. Push the button. I don't know how Pack 6 managed to just drop the two Jackbox games with the highest production value in the entire franchise and then just never really do that again. Well, not really never do that again. There are obviously some high production value stuff. But it's just weird for Pack 6 to just have two of, like, the most detailed, like, and just most fleshed out games, like, they've ever made, just out of nowhere. But Push the Button's really nice. It's easily my favorite social deduction game. There are just so many layers of deception that are in play. It's not just, like, about the prompts. It's about, like, the conversations you have in, like, during, like, the captain switch-ups as well. It was just genuinely a massive feat in, like, that this managed to work. And I'm so glad it has.
Some people say it came before Among Us, but it did not. I don't.
I think, wait, when did Pack 6 release?
Among Us got 2019, and I'm pretty sure
it came out after
2017
Among Us, but it came out before Among Us, like, actually got popular.
Yeah.
And I'd much prefer to play Push the Button over Among Us, because, you know, you're in the game the whole time. Quiplash 3! Oh my gosh. Another S. Who could have guessed? It rhymes, so there's no contest. Whoa, I'm on a roll right now.
Damn it, you didn't continue that roll.
Sorry, was I meant to rap that whole time? I would come up with a rhyme, but oops, I just did it then. I don't know, what your favorite Quiplash is going to be, it really just depends on what you're into. Quiplash 3 is the best final round. People tend to say that the prompts aren't as good, and I agree to an extent. Quiplash 2, not great final round, but very strong prompts. Quiplash XL, atmospherically it's a bit weirder, but I think the final round pushes it a bit over Quiplash 2. For me, my ranking is 3, 1, 2. But I think they can be very easily interchangeable.
My one problem with the first Quiplash is how little the final round gives. Like, it doesn't change anything.
Oh, yeah.
That's my one gripe. But I've heard people say they don't enjoy the Quiplash 3 soundtrack. I do.
Yeah, I've never got that. And I feel like people only started talking about that since Silent Corp posted his Pack 7 review. Like, I don't think anyone was complaining about that before he pointed it out.
Which is... I don't get it. I don't understand. But that's one of my favorite soundtracks. I'm not even lying. Especially the final round vote and right one.
Dude, I learned the final round vote by ear on the piano. I was that committed.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
You gotta show us sometime, if you can.
Maybe. Now this could really fire some people up. That definitely was unintended. Honestly, I don't know. Sometimes I get cravings for this game. Other times, I feel the drag. Personally, I enjoy it. But there are obviously some setbacks, particularly with the delay. there was a bit of a learning curve with like doing activities on desktop, but it's good. I guess like the biggest issue is parents being able to cancel selfish tasks in like half a second, and then everyone else just sort of has to do it at their own pace.
Yeah.
That's like my main gripe with it. But there's a lot of charm here. Coding episodes in it with every DASIC is... Whoa, it takes a bit to learn.
You did make an episode of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. The New Zealand one. Oh my gosh, that's where we are.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Oh no, what a shame. I have a soft spot for the loud group Chaos Devils creates. Yeah, like that's something I do have a bit of a soft spot for. But particularly with like everyone tasks, like if there's a challenge type that requires everyone, that just kind of hurts a bit.
Especially if someone just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah. Right. Champed Up, no question about it. If you've heard my Q&A readout video, you'll know why this is S. This is easily the most fair drawing game. Easily the funniest. I'm surprised they hadn't come up with a Quiplash style drawing game before. But like the underdog little mechanic as well does change the game quite a bit. And there's just so much here to love. The sound design is hype as well. I'm just a fanboy for this game, really. I have a shirt and a card game from this game as well.
Oh yeah. You've talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with it. It's got quite a bit of replayability. You can replay it just about any time with anyone.
Mm.
The merch is unrivaled unless you want to drink out of a mug that you plastered an invention you made on with.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I would quite like to play Champed Up Slam Down a bit more. I've probably played it a total of twice, but that's more than a lot of people have. Yeah. Champed Up, easiest S in my life. I mean, I said TMP2 was, but that's from an objective standpoint. This is, yeah. Talking points. I've seen people not like this one just because of, the amount of social, social, what's the word I'm looking for? Preparation you need.
Preparation. Yeah.
But, holy moly, this awakens the drama kid in me so much. I love this game. Just being able to have an excuse for improv is already good, but having it with readable titles, photos you've never seen before, it really justifies having the game be on the controller and not just playing like just on a stage just with your improv class. But yeah, it is determined by how good your group is. I've had a lot more fun in this in real life than online, but holy moly, if you get the right people for this is the funniest Jackbox experience you will have.
He's new. Someone doesn't know what Champed Up Slam Down is.
True. Alright, so after you play a game of Champed Up, if you have post-game sharing enabled, then the game will generate like a card deck that out of like the top 15 or 16 champions in the game, and if you buy it, you'll have a literal physical card deck that unlocks a 2-player card game where like it's basically a combat game where you like store energy and take out your opponent's champions in an attempt to take down their player. It's pretty fun, but I'd like to play it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that addressed things. Celestial Bee Dinner. That's an awesome username, by the way. Right.
Celestial Dinner.
Blather Round. This sort of goes all over the place for me, right? I think B for Blather Round is good.
Yeah, B is. Yeah,
because like, I think just the general small amount of prompts definitely does hinder it a bit. 6 players also a bit of a hindrance, but it's a guessing game that I've never really seen before. It's word Pictionary. Obviously there's a mutual trust that you won't just speak the answer, but I think it's a pretty good concept that works fairly well, though with some of the content it can be really easy to pick up a few clues. Like, if you see the word poker in a clue, the answer will always be Weird Al Yankovic.
Okay.
That sort of thing. So, like, if you're not familiar with the game, then it's great. If you played it for a little bit, I don't know.
Hey, Drawful Animate.
Yeah! Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. It's either S or A. Probably S. I'm not, like, the biggest fan of, like, the animate aspect. But, I do love the double down, the accessibility features, the likes cubs improved. The friend mode is pretty fun. And it is the only Drawful game that I, like, actively, don't, like, get first or second place in all the time. Which is great, because I still have to learn the writing of this game.
How much have you played it much, or?
I played it a few times, yeah. I've played friend mode a good amount as well, and I've started to pick up how they write prompts there, so I'm pretty good at that one. So
Damn.
I'm just really good at imitating writing styles. That's the thing. Yeah, with Drawful Animate, I have yet to figure it out. Which is both, like, good and bad. It's mostly good, though. Yeah. What do you think? Which Drawful is better?
I haven't had a chance to really listen to the other Drawfuls' soundtracks because they're not on Spotify, and I only use Spotify to listen to music.
Right.
Really?
I mean, Drawful 2's isn't even on there. I just, like, made my own.
No. Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still an amazing game. I don't really see a way you don't at all enjoy it unless you just suck at guessing things or you suck at drawing, maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the
really...
only instance where it sort of drags a bit is, like, either 10-player game or 6-player game. Because 6-player game, you draw twice, that's 12 prompts. That can take a little while. But apart from that, it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it does drag out for a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, the wheel exists.
The wheel does exist. Honestly, I have a soft spot for this game. Like, quite a big one. I really want to put it in A. But objectively speaking, it doesn't deserve that. So, here's the thing. Wheel has probably some of the best art in the Jackbox has made. The best, like, probably the best host. I love the trivia in this game. It does a lot to keep the formula interesting, and it does a lot to even the playing field a bit with just having, well, like, with the base question, there's like 12 answers, and it's really hard to just, perfect it. And, like, with the other ones that are just getting as many as you can, it's fantastic. The gambling aspect is what turns a lot of people off, but I personally love it.
I love gambling.
Let's go gambling! Oh, dang it. Yeah.
Repeat that like 5 times.
Honestly, yeah. I personally really love the gambling aspect of it. But I know a lot of people don't. So, yeah, here's the thing. You've got to not take this very seriously, and that goes for a lot of games in this sort of category. Like, this is chance-based, but has a lot of value. Sort of Guesspionage, not really. Sort of Chance Baits has a lot of value. That's sort of good. It's one of those things, you know?
Yeah.
So I say it's B. It's like, objectively speaking, it's definitely lower, but it's the wheel, man. I love him.
Yeah. It's an enjoyable game.
Yeah. Job. Yeah. No. It's kind of hard to go against S, right? A lot of people say that the host carries this game. I personally do not think. Like, they're kind of... I mean, apart from their animations, I feel like it's like a sort of basic host. But this sort of takes what TKO did wrong in terms of using other players' answers, and it gives them so much more creativity. It honestly makes that experience of like taking someone else's answers and does it better than any other game that does it. Better than Survive the Internet, better than TKO. It's fantastic. I love this little game. Sometimes I do get mad when, you know, I lose against a response that just has one word, you know, but
that is pretty.
Yeah, that's like my only sort of gripe with it, and that's more of a salty thing, but yeah.
I have heard people say that they like Job more than Quiplash. I completely disagree.
I mean, I see where the appeal is.
Yeah.
But there are like parts of just how the gameplay is structured that do halt it a bit for me. But they're both fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
No doubt about it.
Pole Mine. Not gonna lie, I used to think this was like D tier. It started to grow on me a bit, but I still don't think it's the greatest thing in the world. Yeah, I know that a lot of diehard fans love this game. Freggers included, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So
I don't know. I'm confused by your placement of it in C tier.
Oh yeah, that might change like when I start to explain a bit more. But here's the thing. Personally, I am not really a fan of like how the team thing is handled. Like, they're taking turns. Parts of it can get pretty intense and it's pretty fun, but I feel like at sometimes, especially in like rounds 1 and 2, there is an advantage involved with like the seeding of who gets to go first. But yeah, the first times I played it, it really sucked. But I will admit, some prompts can elevate the game a lot, especially in the final round. But some prompts can just like drain the experience quite a bit. Like,
how many people? Those few times.
Sorry, what?
How many people were playing with you those first few times?
Probably about 6 or 7 other people. Yeah, for the prompt thing, do you remember in fan-made content night where like we did the pole mine, like we did modded pole mine? Were you there for the immortal snail question?
I think I was.
That was probably the best pole mine game I've had in my entire life. That was so intense. It was really fun. So like the prompts definitely help. There comes a bridge between either being too obvious, so it's just the round goes by quickly, or you can barely guess anything and it's just like throwing darts. But some prompts get in the middle and that's where it shines. But like, I don't know, I feel like there are a bit of setbacks. It's either B or C, I can't decide. I'll put it in B just for you, Freggers.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Well, yeah. Alright, weapons drawn. This is one I used to not like. Then I went through a phase where I quite liked it.
Yeah.
And now I'm sort of in a phase where I don't know. I feel like I really like the concept of this game. Like, when it was announced, I was all over it. I feel like at a point, though, it feel like it starts to lose its replayability a bit. Even though it's one of those games where you can draw, like, an infinite amount of things. But, still, I feel like once you know what to look for, it can get fairly easy.
Yeah,
I'm personally really good at murdering in this game, but I'm not good at anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just seen chat, by the way. Someone said, "Eat that." I can't read my screens.
Legit, one of my prompts in Poll Mine was best fingers, literally just ranking fingers. Yeah.
That does not sound like a fun time.
Yeah. You see where I'm coming from now.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Ripper's Drawn is... I haven't really personally come across it, like the cheesability, because I don't play it with like randos online, but people I know online. But your cheesability is a big problem in this game as well. I don't know. It's something... It's one of those things where my opinion on it changes on the day.
If I get a bad prompt, because I do enjoy playing this game as well. For me, it's really dependent on what prompt I get, if I can blend in my letter well or not.
Oh, yeah.
No, Inky just hit...
Inky's here for the Fibbage review. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, Fibbage 4. Time to lie some more. What's my lie? This is the second best Fibbage version. That was a lie. It's the best. Now, I know that it's a very tight battle between Fibbage 3 and Fibbage 4. The reason I put 4 over 3, there are a couple things. Firstly, Final Round does so much to change the game. Like, no other Final Fibbage before then has, like, really done something that changes the game significantly. Fibbage 4's Final Round's fantastic. Episodes, to an extent, also make it pretty enjoyable. But there are, like, parts that I don't enjoy about it. Particularly, like, if you get an episode, then, like, all of the prompts are forced, and therefore, like, if you've seen the episode before, then you'll get every question right, as opposed to, like, full stream episodes where there is some random elements.
I mean, that doesn't mean you will win, really. It could, because it's also dependent on if people are stupid and pick other people's lies a lot.
That's true, yes. Yeah, that's one thing it does hold over You Don't Know Jack full stream in terms of how episodes are handled, but still,
Do you have a favorite and least favorite episode?
Favorite probably be Plans a Heist. Least favorite would probably Cookie Gets Stuck. Cookie Gets Stuck just wants to be lawn wax so bad, and it fails. I actually have a tier maker for episodes if you wanted to do that after.
Oh, that actually, I could... Yeah, I'd be down.
How long have I been streaming? I don't actually...
81 minutes.
Damn, I've been going for a while. Okay, Roomerang. Again, this is going to be something that has a lot of controversy. I think it's B for now.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's still definitely a good amount of comedic potential that can come out of role-playing. My main problem with it is, well, one, the make-your-own mode. I feel like that takes a lot of the challenge out of role-playing as something. It's like, if you just do the make-your-own thing as, you know, yourself but exaggerated, then that's just, like, boring. There was a phase when Pac 9 released where people would use make-your-owns that would, like, barely a deviation from themselves. and would spend like ages on the goodbye speeches, I used to think this was F tier. It's not anymore, but holy moly, did that period shift my view of it so much.
I don't really play with Make Your Own. I don't do Make Your Own at
Neither.
all,
I
really.
feel like it defeats the purpose of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, there's still a good amount of comedic potential, and I'm just gonna say it, I don't get where the purple roomie love comes from.
Nah.
Well, actually, I do know where it comes from. I just don't see the appeal.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm so unpopular right now. Junktopia. I have a soft spot for this game, but you know, it's yeah.
I remember one time I played Junktopia online with 8 players. It was the longest game I've ever played, period. It took like 45 minutes to get the game.
45? What else were you doing? Were you maxing out your presentations, had extended timers on? What was going on?
Well, I just want you to remember, I was hosting it, so...
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So, like, automatically all of the talk show stuff just, like, slows down by 30%.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, actually, I remember something else happening. My internet connection died for a good minute, but the lobby wasn't lost, so we could still continue.
Fantastic.
But
I've actually had a lot of fun with this game in real life, with some, like, actual buds.
yeah,
And, like, once I've started telling people to adopt the call to action method of presentation, I've had a lot more fun with games. Like, you remember that one Pac-9 game we streamed? Like, the second time I've ever live streamed?
yeah,
It had, like, the Reddit chair and the Joker Batman bit with the egg.
I think I remember that, yeah.
Want to see what I've got here, Batman? See this egg here, Batman? You know exactly what I'm gonna do with that thing. But, yeah, it's pretty fun. The presentation tools aren't as, intuitive as I would like. But, you know, it's a great if you have the pack open sort of game. Well, for me at least.
I've got a question for you though. Did you know if you tap the Junktopia logo, it will move and
shake the fly off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not question the Junktopia fanboy. I used to be in like a phase where I loved this game. Nonsensory, the game that everyone seems to forget about. Like, I don't think I've heard a single person talk about this game in 2024? No, 3. Like, personally, I think it's A, maybe S. I love this game. It's so underrated. Reason being, like, you don't get anything like it in Jackbox. Like, just, like, the drawing, you get a lot of opportunities to draw and write things that you would never have thought to do before. And, like, it's just so out of pocket at times. And the drawing, like, it doesn't require you to be a good artist just to be good at conveying ideas. It's so fun.
It doesn't come across accurately, though, in the game. So...
Yeah. Oh, like, the line rendering, yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
so
yeah, like, probably the biggest
like,
gripe. It's pretty small, but, like, that's something that's pretty noticeable. Like, if you put a dot... If you want to, like, put a dot on your drawing, you have to physically draw a small circle.
Which is a little bit annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's easily, like, one of the most accessible games. Like, with, as OK said in chat, like, the option to change between writing, drawing, or both.
Oh, yeah. You could just do that.
Yeah. Pac-9 in general is probably just, like, one of the most accessible packs. I don't think people underrate it for that. Quicksort. Honestly, I don't know where to put this one.
I I've played Quicksort forever a lot.
Oh yeah.
Just on my Switch in my room.
It's a pretty good single player experience. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I don't play this game enough to like really get.
It doesn't take long, though, does it?
A good grip on this. Like I think there's a really good system here. Like with the sorting, the team aspect of, just like constantly just trying to direct your teammates into like where things should go. That's really that's like really fun. Like, as this game takes like half an hour, and like for half of it, the team isn't like really doing anything. So like base quicksort isn't the greatest thing in the world. I quite like Forever, but it does get loud. So it's pretty good.
This feels really good.
But it's, yeah, I feel like it's one of the longer Pac-9 games, which is odd.
Because Roomerang's in the same pack.
Yeah. I mean, Pac-9 is pretty much everything is long apart from Fibbage 4.
Fibbage 4 is an okay length.
Yeah. It's hard to make that long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I think he's...
What is... Oh, man. Alright. Okay, TKO 2. I think it is better than the original in pretty much every way. Apart from the slogan eating bug.
That's annoying. That's really...
But, like... I don't know... It's probably A, I think. I haven't been... It's like... It's very close to being fantastic. But it's like... It still has a couple gripes, but... Still, I love how... I love how the bracketeering sort of stuff translates into TKO 2. And it just makes the... it makes the first bits of the bracket a lot more funny, and it makes like the finishing parts of the bracket. It's not like I'm laughing at this every time, but it's more of like a go go go. I'm supporting my favorite team, and I feel like the environment allows for that mindset to come through a lot. Final round has a lot of that go 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 sort of feeling, but it's not the greatest way to finish it off. But it's still, it still has that tournament sort of aspect that is enjoyable, like from a, like not like an actual gameplay perspective, but just like, sports cheering on. I don't know, but yeah, pretty good, better than this one. Time Jinx. I mean, it does. It's alright. It does suffer a bit from basic trivia game syndrome. But I think there's a lot of cool stuff, particularly with the base year questions. Really fun concept, just not specifically getting a right answer, but getting close to an answer. I like that sort of approach. Like the number questions in Wheel of the Enormous Proportions, the game.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I feel it suffers a lot from a lack of content. I feel like I see the Balloon Boy question every third game. I
actually don't see that at all. I haven't seen that in a while.
Man, yeah, but it's one of those things where I don't even know how to describe it. It's pretty fun, a bit basic, but it's good if you have the pack open. Fixy Text. I know this is a bit unfair for all you chat, because you are currently listening to two Fixy Text fanboys talk, but
yeah,
I know for a fact that a lot of you would put it here or here. What do you think? Is it like? I'm thinking like maybe C or B.
B for sure. If you're gonna put C or
B, putting it anywhere up here is crazy. But
don't call me crazy.
Yeah, Here's the thing. I like the presentation is fantastic. The like my biggest gripe with it is that the gameplay doesn't really evolve from the structure of the first two rounds. Like, honestly, people have problems with like the lag, but I don't really have much of an issue with it. Like, I don't get a lot of the lag, so
yeah, no, it's just I've never had the game delete my response or anything.
Yeah,
it's
I know like some people and their devices are just unfortunate to not get their responses in, but like I enjoy some of the some of the antics that you can get into.
I do remember during before it was released, when we had the demo, I remember a period of time where I could just backspace and it would delete my responses.
Oh man, that goodness gracious. Oh yeah, I remember that.
I think it was an Android thing only as well, or at least laggy Android thing only.
Maybe, yeah. It's not something I really did a lot with. I was too busy pogging over the fact that I could add custom episodes to Fixy Text.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I feel like not enough people talk about the Fixy Text episodes. Like the stuffed animals with human teeth one. Peak writing. I love it.
Yeah.
Doremi, the only S you'll be getting out of Pack 10.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, this is a fantastic game. It has a lot of completionist incentive. You can play it with pretty much like any experience you have with 1 to 9 players is going to be equally as fun. Well, maybe not, but like still, you get a lot of the same sort of aspects. There's a lot of choice and accessibility between people with different skill levels. It just does a lot to make a rhythm game like this as accessible as possible and just as Jackboxy as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm so happy that the public domain remixes exist. Yeah.
This is also a game where I feel like you don't even need the screen to play.
Not really. I mean, obviously it helps for choosing songs and stuff. But like during main gameplay, it's not required at all.
Nah.
One thing that did definitely hit though is the video and the audio absolutely need to be synced, because I mean, like, playing just on like a voice call is absolutely fine, but I remember trying to show this game off to my IRL friends at one point, and their TV like shows the audio like a second after the video, and that made Doremi suck, and I couldn't convince them that it was like the best game in the pack after that.
That must have hurt.
Yeah. It was really sad because I had played with like one of my friends, like one-on-one with them beforehand, and he loved it. Like, I was easily able to convince them. But, you know, with the group and the TV just kind of sucking, it dragged down the experience quite a bit. But that is a very rare occurrence, and in every other scenario, it's an S.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No. Whoa, it's the thing that I talk about, like, all the time. It's like my personality, hating this
game. Surely it's, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. This game, it sort of reeks of being, like, half-baked.
Because I do remember you saying something like you did fix one of their shows where I think when the brains were
like the visual bug where if you're playing without tutorials, the hypnotizing text fixture just completely covers the names of people during the the extraction animation. Come on, you give us the ADH version of the Hypno video. Okay, pretty much. Scoring favors the outlier too much.
Yep.
So therefore, like a lot of the strategy that would come in this game did just like it dissolves very quickly. Outliers favored. It's not really fun once you know this. It's pretty. It's still a good thing to come back to. Like in terms of like the grouping part of the gameplay is still very fun. But like there is a lot holding this thing back. There isn't very clear communication on like almost anything, and it's just I don't know. There's a lot going against it. The pacing, communication for anything, the scoring. Yeah. But it's still fun to come back to every now and again.
You know, thinking back on it, I used to really love Hypnotorious even after your video, believe it or not. But thinking back on it now, it's actually not that good of a game.
Yeah, like when this game released, I was going so hard being like, "Oh my gosh, this is my favorite game in Pack 10. Like this is the best social deduction game ever. I love this thing. I will kill for it." And then I decided to decompile the game one day. And that's where my entire perception of this game changed forever.
Yeah. I think it's just the fact that I didn't know much about the game. That's why I enjoyed it so much, as well as the fact that I really like social deduction games and cooperation games. It's just the fact that we didn't know much about it.
I mean, it does hide a lot from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is, I guess, the complete tier list. I don't know. There's probably a couple things that I would maybe move around, but I would be killed by a few people if I moved Pole Mine a bit lower, so I'm not doing that.
You'll be sent to salt mines.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've already committed a crime against the Jackbox community. But,
You don't need to massacre them some more.
Yeah, I've got to spare them at some point, right?
Yeah. Hey,
All right.
Jackbox Games home? No way.
Oh, yeah. I think that was because that was a tangent I was meant to go on where, like, talking about Drawful Animate, they started to forget about it. Because, like, if you go here, Drawful Animate's not here, the sequel's here. And also, when they've started releasing new episodes for this game, they don't make animate episodes anymore, they make Drawful 2 ones. Which is odd, because Drawful Animate has the featured content tab.
And Drawful 2, does Drawful 2 have it?
Nah, it has UGC, not like the specific tab for it though.
Nah.
Yeah, it's pretty odd. Okay, that is the concluded tier list.
Holy moly.
Chat, rate my opinions out of 10. Do they suck? Are they goated? What's the vibe?
I feel like this is just the general. This is my general consensus as well, apart from Pole Mine and Fakin It.
Oh yeah.
Anything else?
Do you want to do that episode tier list that I made a little while ago?
Yeah, sure.
I'll see if I can find it.
I can't tell if that's block sheep or not because
I just got here and this seems about right, not gonna lie. Alright. Sweet. Alright,
No.
8 out of 10. I'm waiting for someone to absolutely massacre my opinions. It has to happen. Tier list episode. Dude, I really want to find this tier list because it would be awesome.
that would be a nice thing to have. I know at one point in my sleep playlist I had the Hypnotorious credits in there.
Oh right.
And I I did not enjoy that. I don't know why I did that in the first place. I definitely didn't enjoy it. It woke me up a ton, I know that.
Wait,
But
as your alarm.
I know. I also had it as my alarm at one point. And it worked. That also worked. But, yeah, no, it was not nice. Definitely not nice. I don't know.
It might just be that I'm on streamer mode, but I can't search for messages from certain people. What's the command again?
Control F.
Yeah, Control F. What do I type to get stuff from specific people?
From colon, and
yeah,
then
it should be that. It might just be that I have streamer mode enabled, even though it's
it auto detected you streaming.
Yeah, that would be it. Now I need to search up tier list.
Oh, my fingers are actually like 90 years old, I swear.
Here it is. I found it.
Oh, you found it? Oh my god, no way!
Wait, did that go on the window that was streaming? Oh, it did. Alright, how do I reset this?
Go down a bit, reset. Go down a bit.
I can't go further down.
No,
Alright.
no.
Oh, here it is.
No. Yeah.
Dude, there are so many ads on that. Goodness gracious.
Oh, there's more.
How was like the first page completely clean, and then this one just goes crazy?
Thank you, Adobe.
I hate you, Adobe.
Stuffing face everywhere.
I put the watermark in the wrong tier.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm gonna need it this time anyway, but
because you're not saving it.
Okay, lawn wax.
That's a lot of Fixy Text.
Yeah, this lawn wax. It's probably peak writing.
Yeah.
You know, it's the classic You Don't Know Jack 2011 episode where they start to run, where the writers just go on a picnic, and the episode suffers, and it's just probably like some of the best execution for that.
Mm.
Now, do you know what this episode is?
Oh, here we go. I don't remember it, but I do. No, I don't remember it.
Alright, this is the Paul Rudd episode.
Yes, now I remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, the joke is, Paul Rudd is meant to be a guest on this very special episode of You Don't Know Jack 2015, but he never shows up. What a shame. I really like the turn in, like, a turn and shift where Cookie, like, starts to transition from being hyped that Paul Rudd's gonna come to being spiteful that he doesn't. And, like, the first dis or dat of the episode, like, is probably the best turning point for that.
Yeah.
Alright, now here's something a bit more known. Escape the Simulation. What do you think about this, Freggers?
I mean, it sets up the fact that they have put lore into the games. I don't...
Yeah.
It's really not needed.
Yeah.
But...
oh, wait, the ad... Oh, no. Alright, sorry. I personally think this is a great work of writing, but what this did to the Jackbox community, I cannot forgive them for. Like, the massive love for Binge Pipe after that just went crazy. It's forever changed my perception of this episode, but I'm not going to deny that there is a lot of good writing here.
They did really well.
Like, as a lover of the Truman Show, it's pretty similar to this in terms of like how it tackles some things, and it's just nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Frasier, This
I
is
haven't
sort of like
played this.
Lawn Wax, except instead of running out of questions, the questions get more specific. I personally quite like this one, but I will admit it does start to get a bit
Casino.org?
bland. Frasier. I spelt it wrong in this tier list, by the way. This was a long time ago I made this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fraser. Yeah, I'm getting it in chat now.
Fraser. Yeah, don't point it out.
Hmm.
Jimmy Fallon. I do enjoy. I do find the Jimmy Fallon one fairly funny.
Yeah.
I couldn't
my
find-
favorite part of it is the synchronized swimming question.
Oh, They're so awkward, man. It's so awkward.
Yeah. For me, I don't know whether this goes A or S.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not sure if it's better than Escape the Simulation, but it's definitely. I feel like it's a bit better than Frasier.
I might put Frasier in B, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. There's just a lot
okay.
of good passive aggressive stuff. Like, which of these appropriately named movie titles stars Jimmy Fallon and has stuff like The 40-Year-Old Virgin, which is funny as. I audibly laughed the first time I saw that.
Yeah, they did right fairly well for that one.
Alright, now for the
Fibbage
Fibbage 4 episodes. We're going to start from top to bottom in terms of like how they're listed in the episode. Cookie has 2 dates. This is one where Cookie's on a date and he's constantly switching between on his date and hosting Fibbage. And honestly, this is something that I feel like could have been taken advantage of a lot more.
I just saw Inky's latest and greatest message.
Like, you don't know Jack's segregation is real, true. I mean, it's no longer complete segregation like this, but, you know, it gets the point across. Yeah, my main problem with Cookie has 2 dates, and with a lot of the Fibbage 4 episodes, it just could have done a bit more with the concept. Like, for example, there's a line in that episode where it, like, before reading out the questions, he says, like, my girlfriend's been been giving me looks about how I'm just randomly stating Fibbage questions on our date, or something like that. And when he mentioned something about a menu, I was really hoping there would be a question where he starts just reading the menu of a restaurant, and he has to transform it into a question somehow. That would have been peak.
That would have been, but they didn't.
It's one of those things where, you know, there's a really fun concept here, but it's Now, Cookie's been replaced by an AI.
Okay.
Now, this is absolutely fan baiting. I'll start off with that. It's alright. I quite like the idea of, I guess, having... This is the closest thing we have in the Fibbage 4 universe to a secondary character. It's like, it's sort of the same as Cookie, but different. And he sort of speaks very monotone and pretends to cough.
You did that really well.
Yeah. Oh, my Cookie AIs and coughing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a good amount of comedy here. The fan fact, pretty good. It's good to get a Tom Gottlieb in the flesh. I don't know if that pushes it up to A. It's definitely better than 2 dates though. What do you think? Is this B or A?
I'd say B.
Yeah.
Definitely not as good as Escape the Simulation and Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. Cookie plans a wait, no. I don't remember which one's next. I think it's this one. Oh. It's either Bats or Heist, I don't remember. So this is, in my opinion, probably my favorite episode, just because I feel like the premise of the narrative influences the content a lot more than usual. I was like, in Cookie Has Two Dates, the narrative sort of happens in the background. It's there's a bit of that in here, but it does. There is definitely a bit more of a connection. So for those who don't know, this starts off where he loses his rights to his car, and he's sad not because his car is being locked out, but because his Ocean's 12 disc starring George Clooney is in there, and he really wanted to watch it. So he plans a heist to steal this car back, and every time he mentions something like that he'll need for the heist, a question relevant to it will pop up. The ending is funny as hell. It's
the most logical thing you could do.
Yeah, it's probably the closest thing we've had to I guess You Don't Know Jack style Cookie, where in terms of just the random antics he gets into.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this one quite a bit. Cookie and the Bats is also pretty good. Mainly because it's a similar sort of thing. I think maybe the questions are a bit weaker, but I don't know, I find the narrative just a lot more entertaining. This is where Cookie is just quite scared of the bats in his house, and he's just trying to get around through it. And what does he put in his house? Is it crabs or bears or something to get rid of them? But then he eventually becomes Lord of the Bats. It's pretty fun.
Cookie gets stuck.
Same sort of thing with Cookie plans a heist, except just a bit worse, but not enough to be B. Cookie gets stuck.
Yeah, I could see that.
I touched on this in the tier list, the main one. It just wants to be Lawn Wax so bad. Here's the thing, Cookie gets locked out of his recording studio, allegedly. Locked in, actually. And he has to come up with questions on the spot. The problem I have with this episode is that it really doesn't feel like he's just coming up with questions on the spot.
Really, nah.
Yeah, because, for example, when he, when he talks about a question, when he says something like, oh, I need to think of something. How about a question about my own body? Oh my gosh. And then he starts talking about the human skin, but then he just goes on to be like, oh, that reminds me of this really obscure fact about the human body that I knew. I don't see the connection there. It doesn't sound like you just came up with that on the spot. It just feels a bit disingenuous to the actual plot of the episode. Also, I feel like they could have done a lot more with the fan fact, because Cookie calls a podcast host to give him a question. I feel like there could have been a lot more done with the acting, because it's a video. There is a lot of avenues you could have taken that. Cookie could have hooked up this podcast guy at 3 a.m. and the video would just be the podcast guy just suffering and just getting so passive-aggressive at Cookie, and then, stating the question. There's so much potential there that was just missed. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
And reading chat with the first time I saw that one, I thought, help me, Step Cookie, I'm stuck. When I first looked at the patch, and I saw that there were custom episodes, I was looking at the names of them and the files. Cookie Gets Stuck, I was so expecting a washing machine question in there. And it never happened. And I'm disappointed. Alright, Fixy Text. This is going to be a lightning round. These are all just text-based, so it's not really going to be anything like higher than A. Sharon GF. I feel like it's just sort of the same thing 3 times. Doesn't really change all that much. Nelson, I think is pretty funny. I think probably the best part of it is the twist ending, where he feels self-conscious, and then, you know, the tide switch. They're no longer flirting and sexting, and it's just him being frank and honest with your Nelson. It's pretty decent. Harold Manager Pizza Place. I honestly don't remember this one very well. Let me recall. The host is being called into work like 3 times. I think it's sort of in the same boat as Sharon GF. I think. I don't actually remember. But even just the fact that I can't remember it isn't that great.
Helping it.
IT guy Greg. This is a presumed hacker in the software building, saying, come bring your computer down. I need to install software ASAP. And then it becomes this sort of bout of checking in with an actual IT department, with Hannah, and it starts to get to this thing where the host actually has an upper hand and knows the hacker's password. Again, I think it's sort of mid, but like it has a bit more of an edge to it, like Nelson does. Accounts payable, easily the best Fixy Text episode.
And it's
like who is stuffed animals with human teeth, and why do we owe them $7,200? Like, I think that entire the premise alone is just hilarious. And it just escalates, and yeah, it makes a lot of good use out of just, particularly in the third round, it makes quite good use of the names. Like the high player is referenced as legal name blank, am not accountable for my actions.
Yeah, that's good. I banged my
Uncle
knee.
Jerry. Uncle Jerry is that conspiracy theorist that you know, who basically is really scared of chunksamosis that probably doesn't exist, and is really adamant on getting you care that is probably really sketchy, and I find that really funny. Yeah, probably the best Friends and Fam episode. Yeah,
I get that. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, my Discord, my laptop had a little bit of a freak accident where it just crashed.
I heard that. Yeah, I was I was wondering if I was talking to a brick wall.
You were for like a second, and then I came back.
Alright, sweet. Okay. Nice. Mikey Skate Park. My main problem with this episode is mostly just part of the Fixy Text content engine. Just because, like, when you're playing an episode, the profile pic doesn't change. But you talk to 3 people in this episode, and it takes a bit of the illusion out. I think the premise is pretty fun, but it definitely destroys the illusion quite a bit.
Grand Uncle Rex.
Grand Uncle Rex. This is your grand uncle, trying to figure out if you are worthy to be in his will or not, and tries to figure out if you're actually real, if you're actually related to him, and you go and have a lawsuit. Except the plot twist is, Mum comes in and stops it because this is actually a thing you do all the time. You sue each other, and I think that implication is just fantastic.
I love the idea of just suing someone, your family member, into the ground because you disagree on one small thing or one big thing, I guess, as well.
Yeah, I think it's a absurdist sort of concept, Well, not really. It takes like ordinary things. It takes like a super exaggerated action and just plays it off like it's just a normal sort of interaction.
Unknown
ID, aka the salmon guy.
Salmon guy.
Salmon, yeah. I am at your domicile, Mr. Bocephus. Wait, Bocephus. Where is the salmon? I just think this is such a really out of pocket episode. Just because, you know, like, what it gives you, makes you ask so many questions. Like, what does he want to do with the salmon? Like, why is he so adamant on having all this salmon, right? It just gives you so many questions and it doesn't answer any of them.
What would you do with a ton of salmon?
I would, honestly, no idea. I'm not a fish guy.
Neither. Daily horoscope.
Daily horoscope. Cute concept.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't really evolve into anything, though. I think it's funny, but there's like nothing that really happens. It just feels like you're seeing 3 standard unknown number conversations like 3 times in a row, and they just happen to be related.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the 2 tier lists. I guarantee I made someone mad today. That's my opinion.
Oh my god. That's the loudest I think I've heard you do it.
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty impressed with that one. Like, normally, it's sort of half-assed, my burps, when I do that, but hot damn, that was comedy gold. So, yeah, let me know which of these opinions are wrong. Probably this one's probably the most justified to call wrong. But, like, yeah, that's mostly my opinions. And, yeah, Freggers, it's been really good to have you on. Yeah. I'll probably end the stream there. We've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, we have. Why is my... I just looked over at my laptop screen and it blanked out for 5 seconds. Did it again.
Of course. When are you getting your new one?
Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, honestly, because I think that's when my nana is able to actually help out.
Alright,
you know.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it's been really fun to have you on, Freggers. Thank you all, chat, for coping with my crazy opinions. And yeah, it's been a good time. Thank you all for joining. It's been really good to stream again. I have no idea when I'll be able to do that next.
You should totally do it in 2 hours.
Why?
Consistency.
I just hear the slam and that's your answer.
Yep.
Congrats. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna call it there. It's been fun. I'll see you in the next video. I promise you I'm working on one and I'm in the editing stage and yeah, the wait should be worth it. I hope so, at least.
I just looked at the error code for why my browser window is crashing. It said out of memory.
Alright, let's get out of here before Freggers' PC just dies.
Yeah.
Right. Later, y'all. It's been fun. Ta-ta.